Hello, 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 hello. Can anybody hear me? Is it? Hey, is this on? Sierra. It is on. Mic check 1 2 1 2. There's Hello, hello. Is it? Can anybody hear anything? The mic is on. Yeah.
Here, let me help you. It's on. No, it isn't. Hello? No, it isn't. I got it. Now it works.
Hello, hello.
See?
Is this thing on? Can everyone hear me? Yeah? Anybody hear me in the back? I'll just talk really loud, but still in the microphone. We're going to start our talks now, our speeches. My name is Joey Middleton. I'm Teresa's son-in-law. We're going to start off with the video by Teresa's brother, Danny, who couldn't be here tonight, but is in deep blink thought right now. And he's ready to share his thoughts whenever we're ready.
Wait, hold on. Can we start it over? Sorry.
Sorry to be here on such sad circumstances, but I want to tell you a little bit about my sister Teresa. I have so many memories of my sister, and the best part is they're all good. Mostly because she has such a big heart, and always fun to be around. I can still hear her laughing at her own jokes. Her background animals has been there from the very beginning. Many of us escaped growing up, and most of them were because of her. We had a pet skunk because that's what she wanted. Say what? I know I teased her and her big sister constantly, but she was a good sport and took it all in stride. I don't even remember her ever trying to get back at me for teasing her. I was lucky to have such a beautiful sister who was a good sport to my friends and when they would come over. I was the one in high school with the good-looking sister. One time, my best friend Jimmy T.P. and I came back to our house at night, and she was home because she was still in middle school. We'd had probably too much to drink, and we convinced her to make us breakfast for dinner. Waffles and bacon, I believe. Which she happily did because she has such a big heart. Remember when she started dating Rick and brought him to our house for him to meet the family? Here was this older person from Connecticut who cared deeply about my sister, but to me it was obvious they were meant to be. As I got to know his family, my approval as a big brother grew even more. On the night before the wedding, after the rehearsal dinner, Teresa and I sat in Amelia Earhart bar and had one last drink together. We talked and cried as brother and sister before she started her new life with the love of her life. I knew they were going to have a great future together, but I could not even imagine she would have such beautiful daughters, family, and experiences. Teresa was a character, and she never was afraid to state as the obvious. According to one story that was related to me, when she and Rick were in Italy at one of their many world travels, Alberto Tomo, world champion Olympic skier, she had the courage to ask Alberto if he was a very good skier. When my son Russell was born, Teresa and Rick were right there to give us the support and love we needed. They were so excited for a second boy in the family that they brought Russell's first denim jacket and a basketball helmet, even though he was a newborn. Now the common goals they have for their family. Teresa was so kind to Russell and so welcoming to him. When he moved back to Utah, I always felt good knowing that Teresa was there and had his back. When my wife Maggie was pregnant with our daughter, we were trying to decide what to name her. It was Teresa who told Maggie, I always liked the name Paris, and if I had another daughter, that's what I would name her. Well, Maggie was already pregnant, so we took the name and we're glad we did. Also glad they didn't have a girl, that would have been a little bit. Teresa always loved to hear about wrestling since they were growing up. Every time I talked to her, the first or second question was, how were wrestling parents? Teresa loved being a grandma. She could tell she adored every one of them so much, and it was always fun to go to the house that was full of grandkids. Maggie and I were always so envious of her house full of children and the relationships she had with each individual grandchild. What a loving grandma she was, and the energy and attention she gave to each kid was characteristic of a love in her heart. Teresa, you were always so sweet and kind, and even goofy at times. And I will always love you and be proud to be your brother. I'm telling you again, Godspeed, and I love you, sis.
Awesome background.
You want me to stand in front of it? No. Is this thing on? Yeah, it is. Oh, too much power up here. All right, before I begin, it's important to know that everything I'm going to read is coming from Rick's voice. Rick asked me to read his talk today, and I'm honored and privileged, obviously, but keep in the back of your mind, these are his words, not mine, just the messenger. My love, Teresa Jedrziewski. In the spring of 1978, after my brother Terry graduated from West Point, he and I got into his Datsun 280Z and left on a road trip across the country to Salt Lake City. Terry was traveling before being deployed, and I was going to work at my brother Dave's restaurant at Bountiful Golf Course, flipping burgers, while living with my other brother Jim in his apartment. It was a summer getaway adventure. The first day at the course, instead of work, I played golf, and after, while sitting at the counter, I saw a girl standing on her tippy toes to load an iced tea bin. She had the cutest little butt. Your words.
It could be worse.
She turned around, and that's when I saw her beautiful face, gorgeous eyes, and her Utah hair are all curly and flowing. She looked at me and asked if I was Dave's brother. I said yes, and that I was going to be working with her this summer. In that moment, I knew she was going to be in my life, that we'd be together, and she was my soulmate. I asked her to help me go shopping to help me fit into the Utah look and out of the plain Connecticut look. We went to the mall, got a smoothie, then dinner at the spaghetti factory, and then downtown Salt Lake to look around. We simply did not want the day to end. When we returned to the car, I had left the lights on and the battery had died. So we pushed the car down the street to jumpstart it, and we always look back on that moment as the time we took the car for a walk. I brought her home, gave her a small kiss, and told her how much fun I had, and thanked her for spending the day with me. We spent the rest of the summer working, playing, and spending time together. I remember one day at my apartment, I played Angel from Montgomery by Bonnie Raitt. She had never heard that song before. We kissed. I made my move. She pushed back and said, "No. I'm a virgin." Wow. I stepped back and apologized. Later, she told me that she only did that because she didn't want just a summer fling. I drove back to Connecticut at the end of the summer and thought that I'd never see her again. I tried to get her out of my mind as I went to school, but simply could not. I called her a few weeks later, and when she got on the phone, she laughed and sighed, and there was so much joy in her voice. She assumed it was just a summer thing, but after that call, we knew it was going to be a lifetime. I traveled back to Utah every opportunity I could, spring break, Christmas, and then the summer of '79, back to work at the golf course. It was great. The following Christmas, she came to Connecticut to visit me and meet my family. I proposed to her that trip, and joyfully she said yes. After the tragic death of my brother in April of 1980, I moved to Utah to start my new life with Teresa. We got an apartment, started work, and planned for our wedding on January 3rd, 1981. We had a beautiful wedding and a great honeymoon in Hawaii that kick-started our life of travel. Teresa would always ask, why have a wedding in the middle of winter? But I couldn't wait. It worked out over the years because we were able to travel to tropical locations on our anniversary, including last January to Cabo for their 40th wedding anniversary. Soon into our first year of marriage, Teresa became pregnant with our daughter Chesley. That's you. She did not want to wait to have children, and in January of 1982, we welcomed in our first daughter. Even though we had very little income at the time, Teresa insisted that we buy a house before Chesley was born because she couldn't raise a child in an apartment. And you've been spoiled ever since. That last part was my words. 4 years later, in March of 1986, we had our second daughter, Sierra Dawn. We were so happy and blessed, we started our wonderful family. Teresa always insisted, if we bring them into this world, we have to take care of them. That was her philosophy, and as our family grew with our grandchildren, Riley, Maverick, Roman, Kane, and Julian, Teresa believed it was her duty to take care of them as well, which she did all her life. Teresa always gave herself to whoever needed her family, her friends, strangers, and me. We felt that we were destined to be together, and we fell deeply in love and started a family that we are so proud of and love so much. Throughout the years, through good and bad times, we never lost the love or joy of being together with our beautiful family. Words cannot express the sorrow I feel at this moment, but I hope and pray that Teresa will be in my heart and continue to guide me to be the best person, father, grandfather, and friend that I can be. You're an amazing father-in-law, by the way. Thank you all for being here to celebrate Teresa's life. She would be so happy for the love and support. Love, Rick. I'd also like to add a couple of things, and bear with me. I want to take this opportunity to thank the Stark family and everyone that's worked to help this production happen. You guys have been amazing. This is a beautiful night. This is a beautiful venue. And I just want to express my gratitude towards the Stark family. I'd also want to thank all of you here and everyone that couldn't be here. You out there? Our family is so blessed to be surrounded by such caring and giving people. This week has been obviously very difficult for all of us. But whether it was a call or a text, a letter or a card, whether you brought food, cooked food, or cleaned up food, whether it was dropped off a gift, a card, flowers, whether you delivered beer or wine or gin, vodka, tequila, whiskey, scotch, and vodka again. I assure you that no act, big or small, went unrecognized. And considering the devastating circumstances that have brought us here together, this week could not have been handled any better, and we thank you.
I want you to add one thing to that. Tell him I took Teresa for her interview, and the first thing out of her mouth is, he has got the best-looking brother, which was Rick. Tell him that.
Grandma informed me that she set up Teresa all along with Rick, and she wants all the credit.
Are you going to join me? So I could sit here and tell you about my mom, and Andrew, you might have to come up here and parent at a certain point. I know that's hard when it's party culture, but instead of giving you a speech about who my mom was for the last little bit ever since this happened, well, he can sit up here. Again, parenting award.
You want to sit with me? Right by Mom.
Anyways, I journaled every morning and every night ever since this happened, and this is kind of what I came up with was a letter to my mother. And so I'm just going to read you the letter to her that I wrote. Dear Mama, Teresa Lisa, today I was thinking about my first memory of you. I always remember your smile And when I did something or showed you something, you would open your mouth in amazement and say, wow, like I was the most amazing thing. You always made me feel special and so loved. I remember driving around in your white Jetta running errands, listening to music, and I would always fall asleep in the background. And when we got home, you would always carry me inside. The warmth of your arms was so comforting, and I loved being carried by you. I'm not sure what aggressive errands we ran all day that I would constantly be falling asleep. But any time I spent with you was always a good time. You are so funny and playful. I know I inherited these qualities from you. My favorite times with you is when you would stay up and we would talk in accents for hours. When we would sit out in front of the grocery store while Dad went shopping and we would act out the people's voices and thoughts as they exited the store. When you would drive Chesley and I around and pretend like you were an alien and didn't know how to drive, so we had to instruct you. Car acting is something that I play with my kids, which I know they love. Or when we went out to the backyard and would pretend we were witches and cast spells. You were so dedicated that you even brought a wand. And I bet you all think that was like when I was little, like I was in high school and we were doing that. That was the one thing about you, Mom. The joy of being playful didn't end in adulthood. You made me know that it could exist forever, no matter your age, and it is something to be cherished and done regularly. I felt so much joy and fun in those moments. Now I know that is what life is about, is the small moments that bring you joy and happiness. I am so grateful you taught me that lesson. FYI, I'm taking the wand so I can keep the magic going. You could talk, and I can talk too, and it was another quality of you that I possess and that I love. I love that you could talk for hours and hours, that we could talk about anything from daily stuff to the numerous what-ifs of the world, which even Andrew sometimes would say, where does this stuff come from? But you didn't care. If we talked about the most bizarre things, you just would let it keep flowing. You would always say, poop talk, caller, you're on the air. You said this because if you talk long enough, it always comes back to talking about poop. Literal shit. Running to your house in the evening or on the weekends to grab something was never a 5-minute event. When I would tell Andrew, I have to run to my parents' house to get a package, I'll be back in 5 minutes. Andrew would reply, I'll see you in 2 hours. You allowed me a space to cultivate my dreams through my words and were so supportive of anything I had to say. Thank you for always holding the space to let me vent, talk, and feel all the feels. Usually a good long talk was always followed up by a dance party. You loved a dance party and I will keep the tradition alive. I hope one day I will be able to master your amazing air guitar moves. She really had these air guitar moves. It was like air guitar like this. Looking through photos, I found a paper I wrote when I was 12. It was, who was your hero? And you were mine. In it, I wrote that you were always there for me, and that I love you more than a mom, but as my friend, my best friend. And you truly are my best friend. And my first friend, even though you and Chesley might argue about that. Deep breaths. You shaped me to be the person I am today. You taught me about kindness, love, compassion, integrity, humor, playfulness, and the ability to be positive and have fun in life. You do what all moms should do and strive to do every day with their children. You make them feel important and valued and worth all of the amazing things life has to offer to you. You never once made me feel shame or that I didn't deserve anything less than the world. You made me feel beautiful. Even when I would put down myself, you told me how beautiful I am. Even this past Friday while I was getting ready to go out for a friend's birthday dinner, and you came to watch the kids, you looked at me, and you really looked at me, and you told me how beautiful I am. And you shone with such pride that I was your daughter. Like I said, you did what every mom should do. Show me how important I am, and how loved I am, and how fucking fabulous I am. I am so grateful for you, and that you were my mom. I will miss you. I will miss your kindness, your laughter, your jokes, and the warmth of your smile. I will especially miss talking to you. That will be the most difficult thing for me, is not talking to you. But then I realized I can always talk to you. So don't think I'm crazy, Andrew, when I'm walking around the house talking to myself, even though I kind of do that anyways. I know no matter where you are, I have your love. Our love will never be destroyed, and it will last forever. And that is something I will hold on to every day and every moment. Because even though you have left this realm for another, your love lives in my heart, Chesley's heart, Dad's heart, your grandkids' heart, and all of our hearts. So thank you for being my mom. I wouldn't want any other one. So this is not goodbye, but see you at another time, in another place. And until that, I promise to love every day, live with joy, and be grateful for all I have to live for in this life, and live it to the fullest. I love you forever. You're a fucking fabulous daughter, Sierra. And by the way, Chesley and I rock, paper, scissors, so she got to go last.
Okay. There are moments in all of our lives where we can no longer be the person that we were the day before. The tide changes, the wind blows another way, and there's no way to return to what was. Teresa, Mom, you are loved. You will always be loved. While my earthly self will never understand, my higher self knows this plane was always too heavy for you. You are the sun in our lives, the bright, powerful force of love and light that could no longer be contained on earth. I wish you peace now. I will be reminded of you every time I hear someone laugh, every time I dance, and every time I witness your kindness. The type of kindness that comes from being willing to truly sit with someone and stand in someone else's shoes. It takes so much to be a person who can love with an open heart like that. The burden of a healer is a heavy weight to hold. And you always did it with grace and kindness. Now you have the power of the entire universe to hold that space for you and remind you of your right and divine true place as a goddess. You are free now. You can ride your 10-speed through the streets of heaven, listening to your transistor radio. You can ski the tallest mountains on the best snow and dance to all of your favorite songs, laughing through it all. Just as you filled our lives with peace, may you be peaceful. Just as you wished us nothing but happiness, may you now be happy. Just as you did everything in your power to help us feel safe, may you now feel safe. Just as every day we will wake to the light of the sunrise, I hope you were able to awaken to your true light and be free. Thank you for loving Dad. Thank you for giving Sierra and I life. Your love was the root of all of the light and love you shared with the world. Thank you for bringing the gifts of playfulness, joy, and trust into my life. Thank you for teaching me to believe in magic, for reminding me that a good life is one that is filled with laughter, dancing, conversations, some more conversations, a little bit more conversations, hugs, and joy every day. You dedicated your life to supporting us and to everyone you came into contact with. Thank you for all that you did that allowed us to grow into the people that we would have never been able to become without all of your love. I am forever grateful. I love you always and forever, Chesley. Did you want to say?
Yeah, I'm thankful for all of your love and support, and I hope I don't miss any of you for the rest of my life, but I'm going to miss Teresa for the rest of my... Thank God I have my 2 daughters, my 2 wonderful son-in-laws, and my fabulous grandchildren. Thank you all for your help. I really appreciate it. I love you all.
So this will keep going. This isn't, you don't have to leave, but we appreciate you all for coming here, and you're welcome to mingle and share some more love. And there's stuff to drink, so. Oh, sorry. And I don't have something to toast. Cheers. To Teresa. Love you.